If there's anything that breaks a Scotsman's heart, that's to spend money. And we just recently did that. My son and I both have travel trailers, and he just recently replaced his tires on his four tires on his trailer. And I just last week did the same thing because the tires were virtually old. They were 10 years old, and although the tread was exceptionally good as far as depth goes, the tires showed sidewalls cracking and tread cracking within the treads themselves. And this is simply a deterioration of the tire over time. The chemical additives in the tires just dissipate, and at this point they're dangerous and have to be replaced. So in order to protect that investment, we needed tire covers to keep them away from the ultraviolet. It's the ultraviolet that accelerates this deterioration. So I'm just going to show you a quick project here, and if you've got a couple of afternoons, a sewing machine, and some vinyl, you can make your own tire covers. Tire covers can be expensive, or you can buy the cheap ones and keep on buying them, but I made these particular tire covers out of a vinyl that is used for hot tub covers. I just happen to have some of this around. I had some scraps left over from another project, and that's what I'm going to use. But you can use any type of vinyl that you can find inexpensively and simply make patterns and sew up your own tire covers. So we'll just go ahead and we're going to show you how I did this. This is the vinyl that I used. It's a vinyl that they use for making hot tub covers. It's very strong. It has a fiberglass reinforcement weave, whether you can see that in there or not. There's a bit of a weave in there for strength. You don't have to use anything this strong. Any vinyl will work just fine to keep the sun off your tires. There's only a few measurements that you need to make your tire covers. Number one is actually the height of the tire, obviously, from the top of the tire to the ground, and the length of the tire or width of the tire. And now if you've got dual tires, you have to measure those. They're approximately 60 inches. And if you've got a single tire, you just measure the width of the tire. The next step you want to do is to make a cardboard pattern, as I have. And I simply just cut out a piece of cardboard, make sure it's flat on the bottom, and place that in front of the tire. I got down on my back, and with a marking pen I actually traced along the outer edge of the tire. And what that does is give you your actual shape of your tire cover that you're going to make. What you want to do is you want to get yourself a table of some sort so you can lay your vinyl out on and cut it on a flat surface and measure it. So I've measured my length, it's 60 inches. I've measured my height, it's 25, and I've cut my vinyl to that size. And then I've taken my pattern, placed it on my vinyl, and now I have the shape or outer edge. You see that rounded shape right here of my tire cover. The next piece of vinyl that you're going to need is a piece, mine is 8 inches wide, so it'll allow for a little bit of sewing, and the width of the tire, which is around 7 inches. And you need a length of that, and now that is going to be what sits on top of the tires to protect the top, and it'll be sewn to the front piece that we've already cut out. And the last piece of vinyl that you're going to need to cut is a strip, and I've made mine 2 inches wide, and this fastens to sews to the back edge of my tire cover when it's on, and this goes in behind the tires. I've got dual, so it goes from the back of one tire all the way across the back of the tires to the next one, and that's going to keep my tire cover from blowing off and hold it in place. Here's a few hints to get you started on your wheel covers, and just give you an idea how you can do it so it's nice and neat and tidy. So I've got my plywood sheet laid out here, which is actually a perfect surface for cutting and laying out the vinyl. I've got my tire cover here, which is shaped already for my tires. I've got my top piece that goes over top of the tires. Now what I'm doing here, I've laid out the top piece that goes over the tires, and I've made a couple of marks, if you can see here. I've measured the center of my tire cover, I've measured the center of my top, and I've marked the two together. So this is a guideline. And then I'm not going to start sewing here. I'm going to start sewing at the furthest edge I can, so I can continuously sew along here without being interrupted. So I've made another line, and then when I get to the sewing machine I can line these two lines up and I know I'm accurate. Now you'll notice that the top cover here goes well beyond the tire cover, because this, if we go down to the other end here, this piece here has to, if you can imagine it, wrap around the face of the tire to protect the front of the tire. So it's obviously going to be longer, and as you go through when you're sewing, you just simply gently roll the two together and sew them, and then it takes the shape of the tire. And then down at this end here I have my strap set on one piece. I've measured and I've determined that it's 13 inches from here to the top of my strap, and that will give me the perfect alignment for the strap when it's going down the back of the tires. Okay fellas, this is where you prove that your manhood is well intact, because you're sitting behind the sewing machine. Don't let this scare you. It's quite easy to work. You may have to get someone to show you how to thread it and get going, but you'd be amazed at how much stuff you can actually make for your camping and your shop and other items around the house. You can hem your own pants, which I do all the time when you buy a new pair of jeans. So don't be afraid to tackle it and show the ladies your real stuff. Okay, we have our tire cover sewn up, and just to show you how it goes on, here's that strap I mentioned earlier that goes around the back of the tire. Here's the top and front, so we just simply slip the strap over the back and put the tire cover on. And there you have it. If you'd like to see more of my shop videos, go to raywhite.ca and just look up under videos, shop videos, and you'll see some of my other projects pertaining to RVs and other projects you can produce in your shop. Thanks for watching.